All right, let's get back to tonight's game. The Jaguars at the Saints. And we showed you injuries earlier that were just
one
Jaguars
side.
offense,
Yeah.
Saints defense. There's plenty of injuries when the Jaguars are on defense and the Saints are on offense. Ryan Ramczyk, starting tackle, out with a concussion. Cornerback Tyson Campbell out with a hamstring. James Hurst out with an ankle. Landon Young out with a hip. Juwan Johnson out with a calf. And running back Jamal Williams, who had been on injured reserve, he's back, but he's questionable with the hamstring injury that landed him on injured reserve. The Saints are expected to start Trevor Penning, who was benched before last week's game, and possibly Cam Irving from the practice squad. Both starting tackles and backup Landon Young out tonight. So that's an issue for Derek Carr and the rest of the Saints offense, Chris.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, there's some big names there in that list. On both lists we've showed. So, yeah, that's going to affect the football game. But when you're talking about, hey, an offensive line like the Saints got to be that banged up, both starting tackles, I don't care who your backups are. You're not going to be the same offense there. And Jacksonville's D-line's the real deal. I mean, that's the other thing, too. They got it all. They got size. They got multiple edge pass rushers. They can be versatile. They're creative in what they do, right? They got a pretty cool blitz package, right? They don't over-blitz, but they got a nice touch there. So that's where, and then you talked about earlier, Derek Carr, he's already dealing with a banged-up shoulder, and now you're going to have to deal with it against this defense and not having your O-line at full strength. That is something to worry about in this football game, definitely. And then even, Tyson Campbell on the Jaguars, he's one of the best corners in football. He is phenomenal. He's an island corner, right? Some of the grading companies won't have high grades on them, and this is where these grading companies are flawed. The corner who just drops back and plays cover 3 gets a plus grade all game. Here's a guy that goes, wait, I'm going to cover the best receiver on the field wherever he goes. And, of course, what's that lead to? Some plays that are negative. And all of a sudden you look and you go, well, wait, he's the 34th ranked corner in football. And you go, nah, he's being asked to do things that the number 2 and 3 ranked cornerback don't even have to do. They just drop back and zone and go, I hope my pass rush gets there quickly. So there's a difference there. But, man, there's some big players here that are banged up for this football game. And it's going to affect the quality of the game and the matchup overall.
And this gets back to that whole short week question of how many of those guys, if it was a Sunday game, would have been able to play. Maybe none, but with the benefit of those 3 extra days, maybe some, and it changes the quality of the game. But that's a ship that sailed 7-8 years ago. Once it became clear that the NFL was determined to do it, the NFL Players Association was willing to take 50% of the revenue coming from it. And remember, Amazon's paying $1 billion a year or more for the rights to these short week games. That's why they do it. It's all part of the effort to maximize the revenue because at the end of the day, football is business. Football is family is something they say because it's good for business to say football is family. Football is business. And this is a big part of the business, the Thursday night game each and every week. And we enjoy it because we're able to watch one game at a time. Although the quality of this game might not be as good as it would be on Sunday. On Sunday, it would be subsumed within all the other games. We wouldn't notice. Tonight, we notice, good, bad, or otherwise. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.